All right, folks, welcome on back here this Thursday afternoon, October 19th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Great to see John and Brian still with us here inside our live trading room. Got a bunch of us actually still with us here, even if you're on the sidelines for right now. Great to see Jeff just before. I had Chuck, Kevin, Luciano, Roberto, Rod. We got Lawrence just joining us here inside our chat board. So, hey, great to have all of us coming on back here. Great to have us back on social. You could hear me. You could see my screen. You can't see my ugly mug. I'm saving you from seeing that. Doing you a favor. So at least for right now, the markets have been plunging back down, especially after Powell expectedly, obviously, ended up talking crap about the market. What else could we expect? I mean, anytime this guy's on a microphone, it's just bad news, right? It just honestly, there's been like one actual pop where we've seen the markets continue probably over the last 2 years. For every time he stepped on a microphone, one time, one actual pop and run. I was hopeful to see it here today. I was looking for calls and bounces on AMD and the SPY. I had a couple of good bounces, but it just didn't give me the direction I wanted. And with that, it's just, all right, well, if it ain't breaking higher, there's only one other way it's going to go. Simple as that. I had a question from one of us on Twitter, actually, just a little bit earlier, getting back to my social media. And hey, for all of us here collectively, just follow us on our social media streams at Cyber Trading You, namely for YouTube and Twitter. But with that, though, I had a question from one of our members there kind of asking, hey, did you load up on the puts? I did not. Looks like Jeff did on Tesla, though. He's holding on to Tesla puts. Hey, for everyone that is looking for a long trade, if you don't get it, then if there's a good case to go short and do it, but I don't like being that impulsive. It's not like I'm like flipping long, short, long, short, long. If there's good conviction after I get out on my long trade, then perhaps I'll look to take it. Actually, just a moment ago, there could have been decent conviction once, and I'll show you this here because I got all my lines up here on my SPY graph. I got a lot of crap here on this chart. So just to kind of show you more or less, this ended up breaking below big selling level here at 430 and 21 cents where my cursor is. I assumed that was not going to hold once this couldn't hold my 431 here. So once this snapped down, perhaps this could have been a good opportunity to load up on puts, 430 puts, just whether it be for today's expiration tomorrow. Now, with that in mind, as it pulled back lower here, your next support, it wasn't really a big level for me today until just it was building here. But 429, you could just see seemingly it was just nipping support, nipping. And the more times it cracks it, it should lead to that larger reactionary move. So led to a nice pullback. Let me put my line back here. And for right now, I mean, hey, this has been a great trade to short, to buy puts on and whatnot. Or on the flip side of that, Ryan killing it on UVXY. He just got like 25 cents on a quick trade in and out, eating right from 18. There you go. Broke the highs. He took this long. Really nice trade. So, hey, heading into the close, it's going to be a very volatile afternoon. I look forward to it, actually, for as crazy of a market as we've had. It's seemingly as if we're getting better direction now, right? Up and down, up and down. Well, finally, we're really breaking lower here. So, yeah, UVXY making a strong run up. SPY is already at my next big support or getting close to it. Going back to my SPY graph here. Basically, 427 and change, just loosely speaking, is the next, so to say, big level, but really you're looking at 425. Looking at 425 after that. So, there could be a very quick teleport here towards 425 on the SPY. Now, with that, though, hey, UVXY on our watch list already, just with the way that looks, with the markets dropping off. Again, you don't have to just short. You don't just have to buy puts on the option side of things, but you could long UVXY. And for that reason, we'll definitely put it on our list. Now, MTC was popping just before, and with the market plunging, I do mean it when I say it. I say it quite frequently. These are my favorite days as an instructor. Not as a trader per se, but as an instructor. Because with the markets plunging, it clearly goes to show that not every stock is dropping with the market. In fact, there's stocks that are just going to do their own thing. Go off on their own, go against the grain, as you might say. So, hey, this MTC popped up. Might have to. There we go. The stock ended up making a nice little move. It was beginning in pre-market early here, right? And squeezing up a little bit at first, but ended up showing a nice little pop at the open, pulled back. You take your eyes off it after a while. We weren't focused on it really after that point, but we were once it started to move back up. It popped up on our scanners once again, and But that led to a nice afternoon move so far. MTC and this stock, I think that we've traded before, right, Lita? Inside our live trading room here, just back from last year. Big pop and drop you could see. So history will repeat itself on the drop off, like 100%. I will bet my life savings on that. If it's not even later today, it's tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, it will be Monday. Just big gap down. So hopefully this continues to pump up for us here before the dump off. It looks strong here for the afternoon. Nice rounded bottom for right now. We'll definitely put it on our list here. All right, now with that, damn, this ICU trade still trying to squeak up a little bit here, a little bit there. It's teasing you off of $1 at first, and namely 97 cents. That line you see on the graph led to a strong bounce. I'm talking like 9:45, 10 in the morning area, and once it pulls back, you're not really looking at it at that point. You're kind of just looking elsewhere, focused on obviously the way the market looked at that point before Powell started, yapping. And with that, I wasn't really expecting this to make higher lows and for this to try and go back up. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of Tupperware earlier this week. We were infatuated with Tupperware with earnings, and we were hopeful to see it break higher. And the chart looked like it gave us a chance, but it was just wasting our time. This kind of looks like the same thing. So I'm going to put this on the side list here for right now. ICU. We'll come back to it. Got to prove yourself. I don't know what happened here. Actually, you know what? I honestly don't know what happened there, so I'm going to find out. And I said earlier that it could have been offering news. I mean, for what goes up, we do say it comes back down. Just the daily chart speaks for itself here. But honestly, that type of drop-off is like, they may have had like some sort of direct offering announcement or common stock offering. Does not look like that's what happened. That's all right. That oftentimes is what happens. So the curious mind allowed me to just check Benzinga, but yeah, that wasn't the case. Just a natural dump back down. Can't break higher. Only one other way it's going to go. All right, so we move on from that. Let's see if there's anything else looking good. We're in like penny stock land here. These stocks right here on my cursor. What is this? MSS. Not doing it for me. Seco was looking good before, but once it failed to break the highs cleanly, build up off it. Again, same deal. What goes up comes back down. Netflix, for as expensive as it is, I am not really as keen to follow it for this afternoon. Made a great run off earnings earlier or from after hours yesterday. The implied move was like 7% or whatever, 7.5% implied. Yeah, 16%. This thing had made a phenomenal pop in pre-market. At the open, it made a good slingshot. Just before it looked like it was trying to go up, but even at that, if it was still holding at the highs, I was still going to be cautious and tell you that here in this meeting. It just pulled back down. So no business with Netflix at this point. I'll be rooting my friend John on this trade, but for right now, I think there's better trades in terms of price. Just give us something a little less expensive. And something also moving better than this. AT&T had a good day also, but this thing is like just really dead right now, really flat, not much happening on that chart. Oh, Seco, how'd we get back there? Scanner refreshing on me. All right, so if there's anything else looking good, folks, I doubt it, but namely on the way up, let me know. I say doubt it because look at the market, right? The market's tanking right now. So yeah, again, if there's like something that's really exploding right now, definitely type it in. But so far we got two tickers, actually one ETF that goes against the market, UVXY, and that MTC trade. So let's see if there's anything looking good on the losers list. 3-cent stock. I don't know how I clicked on that. All right. ACAQ. This thing dropped off quite a bit as well. Looks like one of those special purpose acquisition companies, and those always have tanked over the last 3 years or so. FFIE, what goes up comes back down here, right? We were talking about this yesterday. So for anyone that's like, oh, it didn't hit your target, $2. Okay. It was in from 128. We were called out from 128, pumped up to 170. And actually, we called out 170. Of course, throughout the day, as it's moving up, you got to expect to see new resistance. And on our Twitter feed, all across inside our live trading room, we were saying, if this can't break over 170 cleanly, then it's not going to be as good of a trade. It's like the end of the road. So it actually broke over 170 leading into the after hours here yesterday. I'm talking this FFIE, but it really failed to like go. if it's going to make that pump up to 2 after hours and like fool the rest of the crowd, it should do it pretty soon after the market closes. So again, I was watching this in the after hours with one of our students, and actually same deal, like as the week before, actually, like just lackluster, not making that move, not making that push, and just got to get out. So from there, it dropped off a little bit later on and then lower in pre-market. It actually moved back up to that 170 and tried. But if it ain't breaking higher, we know what direction it's going back in. So, if you are a new trader here joining us at CTU, this is the exact reason as to why we say two things. A, we don't want you to be trading real money as a trial member just joining us. Once you begin to go through our classes, the gold stock course, then, of course, we encourage you to begin to trade live. That's the only way you make real live money. But aside from that, though, it's to say you can't turn a day trade into an overnighter. If you go back 24 hours ago during this meeting, I'm going to have to check myself, but I am fairly certain, I'll put money on it, that I had said exactly that yesterday on this type of stock. It's a day trade, not a swing trade. You can try and trade it the following day if it looks good. It's oftentimes an expensive and hard lesson learned, until you really pick it up from class and fellow traders within your community, like us inside our live trading room. All right, so Tesla dropping off at the market, right? So obviously the market tanking, Tesla lower, down towards 218, TSLL. Take a look at this guy, though. So TSLL trades with Tesla. It's 1.5 times leveraged. So tiny bit more volatile, you can say, statistically. It's down more percentage-wise. So with that, it ended up leading to a good short. It is easy to borrow. Wouldn't hurt us to slip this and Tesla on our watch list for right now, John, right? All right, so let's see if there's anything else looking good here from the loser side. There should be. Weight Watchers getting trimmed down, I guess one can say. But all right, now, hey, it is a good short on the way down to $10 where there really isn't much support showing so far. But yeah, this is still a pretty good trade. This is the monthly graph, but we've been following that 1206-ish, 1210-ish level for a long time now. Broke over it, led to a good long on the way up from it. But then obviously it fell back under that price, held under. If you were watching this as a side list stock over the last few days, you did have a good chance to try and short it, but we weren't really calling it out inside our room. So that's just more easy to say in hindsight. Yes, this looks like a good short here for right now. I'll put this on our list, Weight Watchers. What else we got? What else we got here, folks? Let's keep it moving. See if there's anything else looking good. Not XPEV, my dyslexia here. XPEL. All right. I have a long list of side list stocks we can go through. That is for sure. Here's ROL. I actually called this out earlier. I said this could be a good short. And this was more like a little later on, but just like 1:30-ish, 1:45 Eastern time, I said, it looks like a decent trade. Nice short. Dropping off a little bit here. And right now it's at the lows. So we'll definitely add this to our list. Looks good. Not at all-time lows yet. Looks like it already bottomed out around like $29, $30 back last year at the end of 21, early 22, but the way it's dropping, it looks like it's on the way down at least towards these levels here around like 31-ish, 31 and change. You just want to see more volume trade on this stock right now, like on the intraday. That would be a great opportunity to see this break lower, really collapse. It might be on the bottom of our list at this point, but ROL, I like it. All right. So I will check Benzinga first because like I said, I had a laundry list of side list stocks myself. I don't know how they're looking. They might look terrible. So we'll just kind of go quick, but go through some trades. Uber, Shopify, at the lows, but not that great. Take a look at a crypto stock like SQ, Coinbase. Nothing really too special right home about. The chip ETF, SOXL. This broke below support at $18 earlier today. Actually, it's been like nipping it the whole afternoon or whole day, and then just broke a new low here. So maybe I could slip like that trade, if anything, the SOXL on our list. NVIDIA too expensive. AMD dropping off. I was looking for the bounces earlier on it. Obviously didn't get it when Powell was talking. So as a drop-off, as a short, SOXL, does it hurt us to add this to our list? It's not down more than 5%, but I don't mind it. We already got TSLL, the Tesla ETF on there. Right now, this looks a little bit sharper on the way down. It looks like it slammed to make a new low just before. So I guess I'll add it here. We're not at like a huge list right now. Check out the airlines, like the UALs of the world out there. This is pulling back towards, I think, yesterday's lows, if I'm not mistaken. It broke below them actually here. Looks like from yesterday. Now we're talking pre-market levels from this morning even. So it opened up a tiny bit lower, not by much, but down towards 36 pre-market levels. That could be a good side list play. Don't get me wrong. American, it's not really that great. I'd rather UAL if anything out of those airlines. Getting a pop here. Actually, it's not a good pop, so we'll scrap it. BFRI, sometimes Benzinga will alert me of a stock trying to pop. This actually is popping right now. It might even be halted, but yeah, not really trading good volume there. That is not looking good, at least. Write it down just on the side list in case if it actually reopens up good, but for now, pass. ICU, again, very slow, if anything, and trying to make a higher low and just never made a higher high yet. So I'm not really too particular about this one just yet. I mean, it's a level 1 stock. Don't get me wrong. Really good spread, slow, but you want to stock at the highs. And with the way the market's looking, not too many stocks are at the highs. So yeah, to work with here, MTC, I like it. You got the UVXY ETF. Obviously, that's at the highs. That trades inverse to the stock market. But aside from that, we got to follow the S&P, follow the NASDAQ, follow the Dow. Actually, speaking of NASDAQ, how about this? For all of us here collectively on social media and inside our live trading room, might I say a little housekeeping note before we finish? Don't leave just yet. Actually, for those of us that were not there earlier inside our trading room and we had posted it, Fausto was actually in the city earlier today at NASDAQ headquarters. He was on NASDAQ Trade Talks. They do like weekly shows, if not daily even. Fausto was on every month there, though, with their host, Jill Malandrino. And I'm going to post that collectively just for all of us on social media and inside our live trading room. I believe it is right there. There we go. He was live on NASDAQ Traders Talk. That is the link, though, that you can click, especially if you're in our chat board right now or on our streams on YouTube and social media. You could actually click the link I chatted you right there, get access to Fausto's interview and webinar there with NASDAQ Trade Talk. All right, so hey, enjoy the rest of the afternoon, folks. Best of luck trading heading into the market close. I like what we got so far. Mike's saying kind of flat now. We'll take a look here at the horn. I did not read this just yet. PTCT. Nah, it's not good. No bueno, Mike. We are all set, though. Hey, we got a decent list to work with. Let me just check out that BFRI at the end. That's not open yet. That's not going anywhere. All right, so we'll scrap this. But I like best of luck trading heading into the close. I will be here in the chat board at least up until 3:30. Any questions that you got for me, feel more than free to shoot me over a quick private chat inside our trading room. But again, for all of us at least on social media, make sure that you click that or scan that QR code. Get you access to our live trading room. Join our students like John, Andrea, Brad, Ryan, had Rod, Leda, all of us just there right now. And of course, myself and Fausto, the man himself there. So, hey, best of luck trading. And we'll catch back with everyone going into tomorrow morning. Take care.